from individual to the group of people, from the group of people to the society. It came into like a knowledge basis. Now it is the medicinal system, or the medicine, in fact, are the medicinal systems which are been having a different kind of concepts also been happened. So in the earlier days, as the observation of the people, so there are two very good examples are given in our content. Like the early people, like the yew plants are being used to relieve headache or also body pains. That is the salix plant, which consists of salicylic acid. Now that is nothing but our paracetamol. So now we know that paracetamol we are often using to treat the body pains or fever and all. Okay, so that is one best example, like how the a regular observation by the early man been made as use a good use of a particular plant. Similarly, the foxglove plant, that is called digitalis, the tubers are being used to treat the missing heartbeats and all, without the knowledge of what actually the plant consists of. Now we know the digoxin, which is a cardiac alkaloid glycoside, uh, that is being used in allopathy medicine also for the treatment of regulating the heartbeat. So it is a kind of coincidence, and also we need to appreciate the kind of knowledge the early of our forefathers has gained through their observation. And another aspect is that, so like that they have given like 10 important medicinal plants. List of 10 medicinal plants are been given, which are been used from the ancient times to the present context. Okay, just go through the 10 plants. Then origin of medicine, as I just said, like it is the inquisitiveness of the man towards the nature, and also the apathy towards the suffering of the other people, to like the human consciousness wise, to help the other person who is suffering with, so that helping nature to get to provide some relief to the problem what they are facing. That is how the initial stages of the medicine has been started. So what are the small things they are able to do to their neighbors or to their fellow people in the society? They could help them to giving some plant extracts, applying them plant extracts and all. So that is the beginning. As I stated, like individual to group, group to the society, has become a knowledge basis. Then it is also like it so happened in the civilization, in the different civilizations, the use of the medicinal plants is been much recorded. So in our ancient India, it is the Ayurveda and Siddha systems are practiced since ancient times. Similarly, in China, the plant use in medicine is a very one of the oldest. Like it is been told like 3,000 years, since 3,000 years, they used the plants for the treatment of different ailments. So it is actually the process of this medicine or the medicinal systems has been started with observation of the plants, and also like a field of science, like as the present day. It is with the study of the plants, in fact, by the Theophrastus. As all of us know, Theophrastus was the father of botany, but he was not a botanist, in fact. In those days, there is no subject also called botany. It is about the use of medicinal plants he documented. So in his search for the plants which will be useful as a medicinal plants, so he documented some information. That's how he became the founder of the botany subject. And his student Dioscorides, he also documented about the medicinal plants, around roughly 600 plants. So that's how the foundation of information about the medicinally useful plants has been begin. So that means, in a way, botany is a subject being developed as a information of medicinally useful plants. Then slowly the other aspects of the plants information also came into existence with the microscope and other inventions, and the classification systems existed with the lineage and all. So that branch of the science explaining about the plants became the subject called botany. So that means it is been originated from medicinal botany, in fact, but now we are studying the medicinal botany as a new subject. The reason is we need to know about more about the medicinal plants, which is not been documented so far, and also becoming more important as many of the people are using herbal medicines and all. So that knowledge becomes a necessity for the present generation and becomes a new subject as such, but it is the old subject we are reinventing or like revising its application, right? So here the as I just told about the introduction of this origin of medicine from like establishing the use of medicinal plants, and also certain chemicals also been introduced in medicine. That is, the Galen was the first person who added like opium in medicine as an anesthetic. So like that, it has been developed as a field of science. So it is the Arab medicine that is also called Unani in the recent, also been called as Unani system of medicine. In the Middle East, it has been much flourished. So they also contributed for the development of medicine. Then it is the different fields of the medicine has been developed rapidly, and it became the modern medicine. Presently, we are all following, that is allopathy system of medicine. So that is a brief note of origin of medicine, how it has been evolved as a science, deals with the treatment and also like first diagnosis, then the prescription, what need to be given and how it need to be used. Okay, so like here there is also the prehistoric medicine, like as I told you how the civilization has been developed. The early man in all the different civilizations use the plants as a to give certain relief to certain health issues they used to face. But most of the cases like fever, headache, are the visible problems, like injuries happened during inflicted during their hunting, or some insect bite, snake bite, and all, which they know the reason for that suffering. So for those things only they try to give the medication. Other than that, they're not able to understand the reason for the disease. So the concept of the disease doesn't exist at all in the prehistoric times. So it is something the early man thought of, like it is a curse of God or the evil spirits or something like that. So the early medicine, in fact, in all the civilizations, is called as the prehistoric medicine, is called as magico-religious medicine. So that means the religion and the magic something been mixed up. So that kind of things are being given in our book also, like it is herbalism, folklore, shamanism, different things are being mentioned. Just you can also have a look, like in all the civilizations, the early concepts of the disease were the same. Like they used to perform certain rituals to please the god, or to expel the evil spirits and all, like with the shamanism, and just they used to keep some um, masks and all to perform the rituals, and they used to give the medication also with the fumes and also the some extractions and all. So different civilizations has different kind of things, that is prehistoric medicine. But later on in the different civilizations, a, a proper kind of concept of what can be the reason for the disease, um, mm, and also the treatments, the diagnosis and the treatments are also been properly been documented and also properly been understood. So that's how the different systems of medicine has been developed. So the systems of medicine which are been practiced since ancient times in different areas are been called as traditional systems of medicine. So in the second unit, the origin and development of traditional systems of medicine has been given. So here, one of the thing, like I told, like it is the um, we are all following allopathy system of medicine without any doubt, because it gives quick relief, and also it is readily accessible to all of us. That is the main reason. And the medications are also easy to get it out, like in the form of tablets or syrups. We are easily able to get that kind of medicines, which are not the same case with the herbal medicine. But still, many people all over the world are following the traditional system of medicine. That is the reason government of WHO advised government of India, all the governments, in fact, the different nations are being advised to strengthen their traditional system of medicine, because even today also, more than 70% of the population are been following traditional system of medicine all over the world, for different reasons, for cultural reasons, for economic reasons, and also the efficiency of the systems of traditional systems of medicine, as they believe. For different reasons, still 70% of the population of all over the world are being following traditional systems of medicine. That was the note given by WHO. So, as many people are still following the traditional system of medicine for different diseases to get cured, so they advised all the governments to strengthen their traditional systems of medicine followed in their respective countries. That's how Government of India established a Department of Ayush under the Ministry and Women Welfare, uh, Minister of Health and Family Welfare. So to maintain the standards of the traditional system of medicine curriculum, that means for the studies wise, and also the research and also development of the drugs in the respective medicinal systems. So in the Department of Ayush, it has been Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, and Homeopathy. All these are being included. Okay, so you may get a short question as just simply they will ask Ayush. Then just only the thing you need to give, Ayush is a department of a department established by Government of India with all these branches to strengthen the traditional systems of medicine in their curriculum. That means the degree subject universities wise, as the curriculum, what are the subjects need to be included. The research also been monitored by this department, and even the standardization of the drugs, what are the drugs are being manufactured or developed in these systems of medicine. Just this much of brief information you can write. Often this question is been asked in the exams. Okay, then the origin and development of Ayurveda. This is the Ayurveda system of medicine is being practiced when originated in North India, supposed to be, and it is considered as a divine system of medicine delivered by Brahma with the his followers and all like that. So just you can give that introduction, and the main concept of the Ayurveda is that it is been the body is constituted by like three doshas: Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and the that is the integrity of the body, but the components of all the universal elements like the earth, air, water, and all these are all panchabhutas as they are called. So it is the body is constituted by that panchabhutas, and the concept, the energy of the body is of three doshas. Doshas means the components, not the something wrong notion here. Okay, so the three doshas and the panchabhutas composition of the body is the main concept of the Ayurveda system of medicine. So the three doshas of the body, when they're in balance, that is reflecting the good health, and if any imbalance in these three doshas lead to the ill health. That is the concept of the Ayurveda system of medicine. Because in all the traditional medicines, one common thing is that they look the body as an unit, and the balancing systems of natural balancing components of the body will be there. If any imbalance in those components bring the ill health to the body, because the microorganisms being the pathogens is the reason for many of the diseases, as we know in the modern times. But that was not the concept, because they doesn't know what are the microorganisms in those days when these medicinal systems are being evolved. So their concept is completely like a physiological aspect. not the microbial infections and all. But in the recent times, that concept is been accepting, getting more acceptance also, because even the microorganisms infections are there. They are going to change the physiology, right? So physiological changes are the reason for the ill health is being accepted in a way now, but not in its totality. It's a complete different kind of treatment in modern medicine. They try to kill the pathogen, but here in the traditional systems of medicine of any type, they try to bring harmony and also balance in the components of the body. Okay, so the Ayurveda system of medicine, you can just have a look like how it is been practiced. So it is mainly the Charaka, who was the founder of the main pillars. Charaka and the Sushruta were considered to be the main pillars of the Ayurveda system of medicine. Charaka wrote about Charaka Samhita, like compilation, the works what he had been compiled at his time, and Sushruta being the father of surgery, been considered. His compilation as a Sushruta Samhita. These two are the main foundation for the development of Ayurveda system of medicine. Then followed by this has been considered like one of the oldest, like the Rig Veda, been mainly dealing with the Ayurveda system of medicine discussion. So it is much practiced like 800 to 1000 BC in the Maurya kingdom and all in the India. That is considered to be the golden period for Ayurveda. But later on, for different reasons, it lost its charm. And actually, the as we know, the Nagarjuna, we do have near Nagarjuna Saga, like Nagarjuna Konda. So he was a Buddhist, but practiced a lot of Ayurveda system of medicine. So he also been added some more additional thing to the Ayurveda system of medicine. So here it is been some of the information, the like during the nation freedom struggle also, how the Swadeshi things came into main focus in those days. Even the Ayurveda system, the traditional systems which have been practiced earlier, got more focus again. Okay, so that's how they developed, and different colleges are also been established after independence. The Ayurveda research and also um, Ayurveda colleges have been established. And in Hyderabad, we have the Ayurveda college, like the Council of Medical Research, ICM, are also supporting. And here they do the research to improve the efficacy of the Ayurveda drugs. So here, while one suggestion is that more often Ayurveda and also Siddha are being given as an essay question in the exams, but this content may not be sufficient to attempt it as an essay question. So what you are supposed to do is, we are going to learn about certain medicinal plants which are being used. So we have to pick up certain plants are being when they're giving the medicinal uses of that individual plants. It has been mentioned that it is used in Ayurveda system of medicine. It is being used in Siddha system of medicine. So then you have to pick up that information and add to this information given just in brief as a Ayurveda system of medicine. Then it will be a little more meaningful to consider it as a complete answer to the system of medicine like Ayurveda and Siddha. Just you have to pick up those plants which have been mentioned there, have been used in this particular system. Can you can add those things here, and also like the place of origin, main concept, and also which plants are mainly being used, and also one of the most important thing is which diseases are being mainly cured with that particular type of traditional system of medicine. Even though it is a complete system, can be supposed to cure all the diseases, but some of the diseases are more commonly being told this particular type of traditional system of medicine is able to cure this disease. We also heard that information, right? So that points also you can add. So mainly the Ayurveda system of medicine is more popular for the treatment of arthritis and also jaundice, diabetes, and skin disorders, right? So you can mention those diseases also. What are the general things you are aware of? And so here the original development of yoga also been given. Like that, even the Siddha system of medicine, Siddha, and also Unani system of medicine. Okay, so Unani system of medicine is also called as like Tib, Unani Tib, and this been originated in Greece, but later on it is shifted to the Middle East. So much development has happened in the Middle East with the like Avicenna and Aldridge's. They added so much of information to the Unani system of medicine. So the here the beauty of the human knowledge, how it thinks the same way. The Ayurveda and Siddha systems are originated in India. They are Indian systems of medicine. So in both the systems, the Tridosha system is the main thing, and considering the body is made of Panchabhutas is the same thing. Only certain topics and aspects, the treatment wise are been different, almost the same, both are. But the Unani system of medicine originated in Greece, much flourished and developed in the Middle East, also has the same, but only just they added one more. So it is a four humor theory, but almost the same. Like they just added black phalgum, one additional thing. That's it. So almost the same. The concept of balancing that four humors is the a healthy body, and any imbalance that in four humors is a disease or ill health. So very much similar, and even the treatment also they give in almost all of them are following the same herbal medicine. So that in any system of medicine also you can just have a look. And because even we do have Unani Medical College in Hyderabad, because Unani system of medicine is much flourished in Middle East, but yeah, like in Delhi, as the Mughal emperors and all, they also been supported that system of medicine. And because of the good relations they had with the Mughal emperors, our Hyderabad, the Deccan, Kulikudisha um, also has developed supported the system of medicine. That's how the Unani Medical College has been established here close to Charminar. And even the ICMR and other CCRUM, the Central Council for Research of Unani Medicine, has been established. Just it is in the Ayurveda Medical College, one of the branch that is also developing the new drugs and also standardizing the existing drugs as well. So mainly the Siddha Unani system of medicine is more popular for the treatment of psoriasis, a little bit a chronic skin disorder, and also the respiratory disorders. It's more popular. And the Siddha system of medicine is more popular in South India. But in fact, it is been a combination of Ayurveda and Siddha kind of things is now more popular system in the Kerala region, and it is much practiced in southern India, considered to be the evolved from Shiva. And one of the thing, as you go through the information, you will also know that is been considered to be the much more earlier system of medicine practiced in South India. And we do have the manuscripts of Siddha system of medicine, which are preserved at Mysore Saraswati Mahal Museum. So that has been practiced by 18 siddhas. Siddha means attainment. So the people who got the highest knowledge levels, they are attained the knowledge base. So like that, 18 siddhas were the people who developed the system of medicine. The special feature about the Siddha system of medicine is that it is also practiced alchemy. That means they they try to become eternal like. So in fact we can say it is to they try to increase the lifespan, longevity also they tried, not just only curing the diseases and all. So they try to increase the lifespan of the man, like longevity, and also they introduce some metals also in the treatment. So they introduced metals, and also they try to um, increase the longevity of the humans. So that is one of the difference from the other traditional systems of medicine. So you can have in this unit, you may get one essay question from any of the traditional system of medicine, but be clear what is being asked. Most of the time what happens is the students just when they happen to see, just write about the so and so Ayurveda. So Ayurveda means only Ayurveda. Ayurveda and Siddha are not the same. Sometimes the students are doing that mistake. When it is been asked Ayurveda system of medicine, they are writing about Siddha system of medicine. Don't do such mistake. Be clear about what is being asked. If it is asked Siddha system of medicine, you have to explain only about Siddha system of medicine. The concept might be the same, but it is originated in southern region, and also it has been written in the form of Tamil, and lot of salts are also been there. Some different information is there. Just have a proper reading, and it is very easy for you to prepare for the exam also with complete thorough study of the medicinal plants itself will be good enough. Okay, that is about the origin of the medicine and the different traditional systems of medicine in brief. Then in the next unit, it is about the general account of phytochemistry of medicinal plants. So this is one of the important topic also. You may get a short question of just phytochemicals. Phytochemicals, nothing but the chemical substances found in the plants. Because plants are animals, being the biological forms, they're all made of mainly carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, right? So nitrogen. So along with that, they are common for all the life forms. In fact, like all the plants, if you just want to be precise, but the plants will be having different components also in different groups of plants. Okay, so there is a detailed account is been given in our study material, like the plants are composed of primary metabolites, secondary metabolites, and miscellaneous compounds. Okay, so the primary metabolites are those which are being uh, the part and parcel of the metabolic activities. We simply call it as a metabolism, no? So the metabolism means it is the activity happens in all the living cells, be in a functional state, like the respiration, photosynthesis, and protein synthesis. All these are going to happen in all the living cells. Then only with the process happening, then only it will be considered as alive. Okay, the life means having that metabolic metabolism, right? So the components which are being involved in all these metabolic pathways are being called as primary metabolites. They'll be common for all the plants. They're always recycled, because as we know, Calvin cycle, Krebs cycle we call, no? So always they'll be recycled. They never get accumulated also, and they are almost common for all the plants, or all. Some of the things are also common for all the animals also, like respiration is common for all the life forms. In fact, that is common for plants and animals as well, like that. So the components, the substances which are being common for these metabolic pathways are primary metabolites. Then comes the secondary metabolites, which are being present in certain specific plants, because they are being generated in the process of metabolism, primary metabolic pathways. In that process, some of the end products are being generated. They are not being recycled, and they are just they get accumulated, and more often there is no specific use of that substance also. Might be some kind of defense mechanism they may act upon, but they are very specific components. Okay, so those are secondary metabolites. So they get generated, and these secondary metabolites are very specific to certain plants, certain species, certain genera, and certain families. So those substances will be actually the useful part of the medicinal plants. what are the plants we use as a medicinal plants, that secondary metabolites are going to be the useful substances in those plants. So we are going to learn about what are those secondary metabolites, like they can be alkaloids or steroids or tannins or saponins, like that. So there are different kinds of phenolic compounds and all. So these are all secondary metabolites, which are ultimately are going to be the substances responsible for the medicinal use of that particular plant. Okay, so there can be some miscellaneous substances also, like gums or resins and other substances, ergastric substances like calcium oxide crystals and other things are. So here it is the substances which are the secondary metabolites, which are structurally and chemically they are very stable substances, and also they are very easy, and also identification will be easy. So these substances are being present in distinctive plants. So here in our content, classification of crude drugs based on phytochemicals is one thing, and also phytochemicals are chemical components of plants. In both the ways it has been given very clearly. So here one list of plants are being given, like there are glycosides, so different categories of the substances wise. So glycosides, alkaloids, tannins, lipids, volatile oils, like that. So then resins, vitamins and proteins and enzymes and all. So different plants are having different components. So here the list of the plants are being given, like digitalis and senna, they are having glycosides, and strychnas and other plants are having alkaloids like nicotine and all. Then there are, briefly they have mentioned, like the different substances are being developed from, as I said, the secondary metabolites are being generated in the primary metabolic pathways. So here we have given two different important pathways. That is, one is sticmic acid pathway, the other one is mevalonic acid pathway. These two, sticmic acid pathway and mevalonic acid pathway, they have been part and parcel of our metabolic pathways, and through them only the different types of amino acids are being formed. Okay, so particularly the mevalonic acid pathway. So these amino acids, so they are given a good list of the things in page 27. You can have a look, like not all the amino acids, but you can just check once: the phenylalanine, tyrosine, and tryptophan. These three amino acids, only these three amino acids are going to help in the formation of very important substances, like the secondary metabolites, like for different categories. So the phenylalanine is going to responsible for the hyoscyamin, ephedrine, then emitin and the colchicine kind of alkaloids. Then similarly, tyrosine, another amino acid, is also responsible for the development of papaverine, codeine and morphine, which are also been alkaloids. Then tryptophan, another amino acid, is responsible for the indole alkaloids kind of strychnine, serpentinine and reserpine, and ergot alkaloid like lysergic acid. Then quinoline alkaloids like quinine and vincoside. So that means different amino acids in the process. Amino acids are being used for different normal pathways, but these are also in this process. They also been a reason for the generation of certain type of alkaloids. Similarly, acetyl CoA and that is acetyl CoA is an enzyme, so which is been used in seen in many of the metabolic pathways, right? Acetyl CoA. So that is been helpful in the formation of steroids and triterpenoids. So just you can have a look what of amino acids are being responsible for the development of what kind of substances in the plants, just to have an idea. So here they are given importance of phytochemicals in modern medicine, because ultimately these secondary metabolites or the phytochemicals are responsible for the medicinal property of the plant material, right? So here there are because of that, they're also called as phytopharmaceuticals, and being they are the the concentration of that substance will be very low when compared to the other primary metabolites. So they're also called as active principles. And because of that efficiency of that substance acting upon on certain tissues, they are also called as dynamic molecules. So they are very dynamic molecules and also phytochemical, phytopharmaceuticals. So they're also helping the phytochemicals. Once they are being studied, like their stereochemistry, what is the molecular structure and all can be studied, right? Then once that structure also been studied, that can be a model or a mold also. Like based on that, we can generate some new substances also similar kind. So then that development we call it as the lead substances. The phytochemicals can be directly used as a drug. I mean, for the treatment various problems. But at the same time, the phytochemicals which are being isolated in the plants can be a lead substance to develop new drugs. Okay, so that is much more important aspect of the phytochemicals. So here it is given the page 29, the list of the substances which are being used for the development of different kinds of um, drugs related to that. Like, okay, here atropine is one substance, it is an alkaloid. So belladonna alkaloid, it is atropa belladonna is a solanaceae member, also called as a deadly nightshade. Mainly in home medicine also it is being used for the encephalitis, right? So that is it is been used to develop the new drugs like anticholinergics they are been using. And quinine, all of us know quinine is been derived from the cinchona bark, right? The quinine. So that is being used for the treatment of malaria. So similar kind of drugs, anti-malarial drugs can be derived by using the model of the quinine. Then it is also like salicylic acid. I just mentioned at the beginning. So salicylic acid is been used to develop the painkillers or any kind of like antipyretic to treat the fevers and all, aspirin based drugs like. Okay, so here the phytochemicals of commercial significance are being given a list in page 30. You can have a look like here individual plants, what actual component it has and what purpose it has been used as a list. Okay, you go through all this because phytochemicals can be a short question, and the importance of phytochemicals in commercial, their significant commercial significance are phytochemicals in medicine. Either the way it can be asked. So your answer is the same. You are going to write about which plants are giving what kind of um, medicinally useful substance. So here it is been anthrocene glycosides are being found in senna, that is Sonamukhi, is a Salpinaceae member. So the leaves are being used. So that is being given as an example. Then caffeine is extracted from tea, mainly from tea and also from, of course, from coffee. Then strychnine is being obtained from Strychnos naxvomica seeds, like that. There are different, of course, Rauwolfia serpentina is a source for the reserpine. So that is one of the substance being used without any alteration. When we discussed about the medicinal plants, there are 20 and all. Lot of plants are being used in modern medicine and traditional medicines, particularly in allopathy medicine. The lead substances are being used, like some alteration has been made to the active principle obtained from the plant, which is more stable and more easily can be used like that. So that's what happens in the use of the medicinal plants in allopathy system of medicine. Not directly the as it is content has been used in any other instance except Rauwolfia. Rauwolfia is the plant is a resource for the reserpine, which is used without any alteration. Directly, that reserpine is being used as a drug. Okay, so that Rauwolfia serpentina is another plant. Then, like that, they have given a list of plants. We can go through, and that is been often as an important question. So phytochemicals can be a short question, as well as phytochemicals used in medicine are phytochemicals and their significance. So be thorough with that unit of phytochemicals and all. Then the next unit 3 is morphology, active principles, and medicinal values of the different various plants. So here it is been given like uh, again the introduction. So when the use of plants has been happened in different civilizations, either in China or in India, like that. So according to that, all these things have been given. So here they have given a few important plants, uh, like um, the different aspects of the medicinal plants have been given. Like one is their morphology in brief, then active principles, medicinal values are been given. Okay, so here the for all the medicinal plants, in fact, except the cultivation part. So there is one unit which is dealing with the sorry, cultivation of the medicinal plants. But about the general information of the medicinal plants are concerned, follow one protocol. That means one sequence of the things to be mentioned. Like so, one of the thing as you are going through the information, the content, like for the medicinal plants, for any of the plant, we need to give the scientific name. But as sometimes even the vernacular names are also been mentioned. Whatever is the case, you had to give the botanical name and also the vernacular names. For the other plants in the other context, we need not use that much importance to the vernacular names. Okay, so vernacular names are the names which are being used in different languages. The use of the vernacular names, particularly with the medicinal plants, is that if you want to refer the traditional systems of medicine, they will not give the botanical names. In the recent times, they are giving, but if you are referring the old books, so in those the botanical names have been not been given. And even if you want to collect the plants also from the field, the common man doesn't know about the scientific names. The vernacular names only help us to get the plant. So the different plants are being mentioned in the different literatures to provide some information. So always in medicinal plants, we are going to add some names, like the vernacular names are also becomes an important part. We give the scientific name, to which family it belongs. That is also most important. We are doing this study and part of the study of botany, right? So we have to give the to which family it belongs. But at the same time, once you know to which family it belongs, it gives a kind of indirect information to you people, to which of the families are having more number of medicinal plants. Okay, here we are picking up only one plant from one family, but that gives a kind of information to the person who is learning about that, knowing about that. So it's an indication that that family members might be of the similar kind of um, medicinal uses they may have. Okay, not same compound will not be there in all the plants belongs to one family, never, unless some common substances like terpenoids or flavonoids, like that. But specific compounds are not going to be the same in all the species of a genus or a genus of a family. But it can be a kind of clue for us, because we know that there are certain families having more number of medicinal plants when compared to others. Okay, so we are going to provide scientific name, vernacular names, and to which family it belongs and which part is useful. Because certain times the entire plant will be used. Let us say like asimum, tulsi plant, each and every part of the plant is useful, starting from the entire plant, the leaves and seeds, everything is being used, right? So that is one of the thing. But in certain plants, only the roots are being used, like Rauwolfia. Let us say the Rauwolfia roots are being the useful part, not the aerial part. Okay, so sometimes only the seeds are being used, like strychnas. the leaves and the stem bark are not being useful, only the seeds are. So that means useful part of the plant also need to be mentioned. Then brief information about the morphology. Then of course active principles, as I said, they are nothing but the phytochemicals. We use the word active principles because not a plant may have a lot of substances. The secondary metabolites itself will be have a list of some substances we can mention, but among them only few is responsible for its medicinal property. Okay, so those substances are only been called as active principles. Chemical constituents is one word we use for the medicinal plants often. There we are going to mention all the substances which are more importance of medicinal value of that plant, and also other substances which are been there. But active principles will be only few that are responsible for its property, and when compared to the other substances, that active principles concentration is also very low. They are present in very low concentrations, but they are responsible for the medicinal property of that plant. Okay, so those are called active principles. We are going to give the information about the active principles, and finally the uses. Okay, so here, Raulfia serpentina is the first plant been given in our content, that belongs to the family Apocynaceae, that is the Nerium family. And the vernacular names are Patalagardi or serpentine root or Sarpagandha in Sanskrit. So few names you can give. Then about the useful part, it is the root. Root is the useful part. Then morphology of the plant we are going to provide. So it is a medium size. It's given very minimum. You can also browse and add few more points, because you may get as an essay question like write about Raulfia, its active principles and medicinal uses. Then naturally we need to give a little more information. So morphology of the plant, it is a perennial medium-sized plant of medium-sized shrub, mostly growing as an shrubby plant under the forest cover, often of 50 to 75 centimeters height it may grow. So the main important thing is that the plant has the taproot system which is highly coiled. So because of that highly coiled taproot system, it got the name of serpentine plant. It looks like a snake like. It's a more coiled kind of taproot system. So that's why it has been considered as medicine for snake bite also. Not in the true sense, it is a good effective drug for the hypertension. Okay, so that is when 40 to 60 centimeters long taproot is a highly coiled one. Then the leaves are been simple and whole. That is a character of the family itself. More number of leaves will be there at each node. Okay, more than 3 or 4 will be there. So that's why it is called whole phyllotaxy. Then the inflorescence is of corymbos inflorescence, and fruits are small and round, droop. So they are like reddish in color when they are unripened, and they turn to black when they get ripened. So that is the brief information about the morphology of the Raulfia plant is concerned. Then coming to the active principles, it consists of mainly it is we told the useful part is root, but in the root also the bark consists of the maximum amount of the alkaloids are the main active principles. Almost 90% of the total alkaloids of the Raulfia are being concentrated in the bark. So that's why when they harvest the plant also, the caution will be taken not to lose the bark part. So as much as possible, they try to pull out the root system without much damage, without losing much of its bark. Okay, so then it main active principle of the Raulfia is that is reserpine, then azamelin and azamelicin, serpazine, and followed by other substances. So it is mainly the reserpine, azamelin, and azamelicin, then followed by raolfinin and others. So one of the advantage in remembering the active principles is that mostly the names are being given on the generic name or the species name. it is easy to remember. So Raulfinin, serpentinin. So like that, it will be easy for the to remember at least some of the names. Okay, then medicinal values wise, it has been actually 1940s. The reserpine has been identified. So by 1945, it has been marketed by the Cipla Institute. France, they started marketing uh, the drug. So it is also the reason for it is being used for the treatment of hypertension, and also it is been used for the as a sedative also, like for the stress relief, because it acts upon on the central nervous system, and it is also been used for the psychosis, schizophrenia, insanity, and insomnia. It is sleeplessness. For different things, it has been much used. So mainly, I told you, it has been mainly used for the treatment of the hypertension. So even some of the folk medicinal things are also you can just mention. But remember, try to give the main uses of the drug. Often it will be just simply given, the students are mentioning it is used for the treatment of the fever, jaundice, like that. So common things you can mention in the last, but the major uses of the drug, you have to be very specific. Okay. Then it is about the second plant here. It has been chlorophytum borealianum, that is Safed Masli. This is, uh, in fact, been much cultivated at one point of time in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, even in certain parts of Telangana also. Because of the lack of marketing, the farmers affected so much. So it is not much by to grow more, many of the medicinal plants. So that is one of the plant, like it is being placed in the family Agabaceae, very close to Liliaceae. Like then it is having lot of genera, 200 to 220 species are been there in that. But Chlorophytum borealianum is mainly plant. So it is having, it's a monocot family. So having a fibrous root system, which are of a slightly tuberous kind of thing. Then the leaves are radical, of long in nature, like 15 to 20 centimeters, 75 centimeters long. The leaves are. Um, so here the roots are the useful part, just like Rauwolfia, that tuberous roots, as many of them are being monocot fibrous root system. So the active principles are here. It is the triterpenoidal saponins. So they are even they are also identified nearly 25 type or different types of alkaloids. So the medicinal value here, yeah, this is what actually I told, like the different plants, when they are giving the information about it, the medicinal uses, they'll also mention this plant is used in Unani medicine, this plant is used in Ayurveda and Siddha. So many of the plants are commonly used in all these traditional systems, but if it is specific, pick up. Otherwise, if it is common, you just while you can add these names there in the medicinal systems information. So these plants are used in this system. You can add. That's what I told you. So this medicinal value of the Safed Masli is very much, and it is also called as a Divya Aushadhi in Ayurveda, being used for the treatment of various diseases. So it is been increased for the body immunity, and also it is a revitalizer, energy booster, also been aphrodisiac, revitalizer, and also it has been used for the treatment of rheumatism. So various things are being given. You can just also consider to be, it is anti-cancerous, particularly for the prostate and breast cancer. It is also been considered, even for the ovarian cancer, it has been considered as a promising drug. Uh, so you can also just check once. It is also been used as a rasayana in the Ayurveda system of formulations and all. Then the third plant given is Withania somnifera, that is ashwagandha. Uh, so the plant belongs to the family Solanaceae. Common names are of Penneru Gadda, the Malaru Gadda. So it is Ashwagandha is in both the ways it is been mentioned like the horsepower like that much of it having, and sometimes it has been mentioned like the drug smell. It smells like horse urine. I'm not very sure, but it is been used in the traditional system of medicine since long time, both in Ayurveda and Siddha system of medicine. So it is the actually it is a weed plant like in the central Indian part, but much cultivated also. So here the useful parts are again the root system and also the seeds. Both are mainly the root, but also seeds are been used for the propagation and also do have some medicinal properties. So the plant is a perennial bushy, annual bushy plant with more of pubescent nature, something like our datura plant, like it looks like. So the leaves are of Withania somnifera with the entire margin and acute apex. Then more of pubescence, as I said, uh, the inflorescence is solitary or corymbose type of inflorescence been seen. Um, and another important aspect of Britannia somnifera fruit is it is a berry, but the calyx is persistent. As all of us know, Solanaceae members are known for having like persistent calyx. When you just observe brinjal or capsicum or tomato, we observe the calyx also on the ripened fruit, right? So that is a persistent calyx, the characteristic feature of the family Solanaceae. So here in Withania somnifera, that persistent calyx overgrow and completely covers the fruit. So that is called concrescent calyx. So that is one unique character of Withania somnifera. So here also the fruit will be yellowish in color, unripened, and when it is ripened, it turns to be bright red in color. The seeds are very small and like light brown in color. So the medicinal value is of almost it is 5,000 years old. Like it has been in all the traditional systems, as I already told, it has been much used in Ayurveda and the Siddha systems of medicine. So mainly this is considered as aphrodisiac drug, energy booster as well, but very effectively been used in the treatment of arthritis and also the uh, intestinal ulcers. It is very effectively been used in the treatment of several and disease of the tumors and in initially arthritis. Like it has also been used for the nourishment of tissues, particularly muscles and bones, while supporting the proper functions of the adrenal and reproductive system. So it is been also been used for the treatment of different kinds of nervous disorders. Then also for the insomnia, for depression, anxiety, for all these things, ashwagandha has been used. So there are popular preparations also, ashwagandha aristam and ashwagandha thalam. So there are different popular formulations of the Ayurveda system of medicine. Then coming to the another plant, that is the Acacia angustifolia, that is called senna, Indian senna. It belongs to the family Cisalpinaceae, like Tangedu families. It's same genera also Acacia, but recently it been changed to senna. Senna angustifolia is the scientific name in the recent APG systems, but still you can follow it as Acacia angustifolia. Okay, so it is Sonamukhi in Sanskrit is been called. So here the leaves are the useful part of the plant. So here the Acacia angustifolia is native of Central Africa and also Arab countries, but much cultivated in India, particularly in the Tirunelveli districts of Tamil Nadu and also certain districts of Karnataka. Also, it is under cultivation. And the main export, one of the main export from the medicinal plants category is senna for Europe and also to USA. So here it is The plant may grow up to 2 to 3 feet tall, and the leaves are of uh, peripinnate compound leaves. Then the flowers are of axillary corymbose inflorescence. It is most type of inflorescence. So here the leaflets are the useful part. So the leaflets are of lanceolate shape they are. So mostly they're of oblique base. So the leaflet base is not equal. So slight oblique base of the leaflets is one important character, and also they are slightly pubescent. So the active principles coming to the leaves are being harvested before the flowering starts. They are shade dried and the leaves are being stored. So after the harvesting, the leaves will, the active principles of the leaves will be in good state after 6 months. So that means immediately the leaves cannot be used. They can be stored for up to 6 months. Then they can be useful up to 2 years. So the dried leaves are being made into powder that can be used for the different preparations also. So the active principles of the leaves are actually the senosides, anthraquinone senosides are they have been called. So senoside A and B are the names of that senosides. So they are of much importance, like the glycoside senoside A, and even they are also do have naphthalene glycosides, that makes the drug more important. And sometimes even they do have mucilaginous substance. The calcium oxalate crystals and mucilaginous substances are also very common in the senna leaves. So the medicinal value of the senna, that is the Acacia angustifolia, is that it is mainly included as a purgative. That means for the better digestion it has been used, and also to for the chronic constipation it is much used. And even the dried leaves are also been used for the hypertension, obesity, and also um, for the different kinds of skin disorders also. So these are the three plants in this unit. These are the three plants. They are given a brief information about the plant. I am repeating again. For the medicinal plants, except the cultivation aspect of the medicinal plants, this is what you have to remember. You have to write the scientific name and the vernacular names, to which family it belongs and which is the useful part. Then give a brief information about the morphology of the plant, then the active principles, and finally the medicinal uses. So all these headings you are supposed to have. Okay. Then coming to the other unit, morphology and active principles of, again here, 5 plants are been given, and many of the plants, in fact, are very much familiar plants to us. So here the list of the plants is that first one is Emblica officinalis, that is amla. All of us know about the importance of this amla plant, right? So as it's a good source of vitamin C. And so the amla plant, amla, again you can see here, when you are going through the information you can see two names. That is Emblica officinalis, that is the recent name. Earlier it was called as Philanthus emblica. Okay, so either of the one is correct. So when there are two names, you also will be having an idea, like as you have studied the nomenclature rules and all your first year taxonomy, the names are going to be changed if it is justified to change. Okay, so like that, some of the generic names are being changed, and sometimes they have been changed to another genera also sometimes. Okay, so here it is. Then the two different scientific names, they are called as synonyms. Okay, Prachaya Padalantan. So Prachamnaya Padalan. So that is means another name. It's not simply another name. The other scientific name only been called as synonym. So the other names in the regional languages or in different regions of the world, they are called as vernacular names. I hope you'll distinguish the difference between a synonym and a vernacular name. Okay, so for the medicinal plants, we are always giving the vernacular names. Some plants may have synonyms also. If you can write both, well and good. Okay, so here the Emblica officinalis is the latest name, earlier called as Phyllanthus emblica. So it belongs to the Euphorbiaceae family, and the useful part, as you know, useful part is the fruit, unripened fruit, right? So unripened fruit, either as it is or any form of the fruit part, and also been used the bark of the plant as well as the seeds. Main source useful part is only the fruit, but also in medicinal systems, the seeds and bark also been used. So the morphology of the plant wise, it is a medium sized tree, and also the branches are often drooping, so it's not like erect branches or horizontally growing branches. So generally the branches are, as the tree grows older, the branches will be drooping, so not straight, hanging like, so that is called drooping branches. Then the leaves are simple leaves, but they appear like pinnately compound leaves. So all of us know how the leaves of the amla plant looks like. Often it is been given as the information in our book also, they have been given as pinnately compound leaves. They are not. They are simple leaves, but the leaf-like structure what we observe on the tree are very much condensed branches. So when there are alternate leaves and when the branch is much condensed, it will become a compound leaf like. Okay, so the leaves are not compound leaves, they are simple leaves, but the leaf like structure what we observe is a very much condensed branch. Okay, so that is one of the thing you need to remember. Then the stem is little rugged, it is will be having knob like knots like structures on the surface, that is also very unique. We can recognize the stem by observing that knot like structures on the surface. Then the important aspect of the family Furbies itself is that they'll be having unisexual flowers. The male and female flowers are different. So the female flowers will be formed at the base of the branches of limited, the leaf-like structures, and the male flowers will be formed at the terminal part of the branch. And the fruits are of globose or spherical with distinct 5 markings. All of us know that there are markings on the fruit, slightly compressed on both the uh, tips, and with the 5 distinct markings are there, and it is a drupe with a stone, single seeded stone like center, and it is very fleshy. The exocarp is very of a fleshy nature. Okay, so mostly we'll be observing 6 vertical rows, so corresponding to the carpal margins they are. Okay, so the active principle says that the unripened fruits are mainly been used as a source of vitamin C. So it is a ascorbic acid or vitamin C. So it is 20% more, like more than the citrus fruits, the concentration of the ascorbic acid. As all of us experience a little bit of bitterness, because the if it is simply less concentration of the vitamin C, we feel that soreness, right? But we feel it is more of bitter and astringent. And after having the amla fruit, if you have water, you'll feel that sweet taste. That is one distinctive or uniqueness of the amla fruit. So it is very rich in vitamin C, that is ascorbic acid. Along with that, there also will be having phylambic acid, then tannins, lot of tannins will be there, fats and glucose, and also ellagic acid. So as all of us know, vitamin C is very unstable. When we are drying the fruit and also making pickles and all, mostly the vitamin C will be lost unless we are having the fresh fruit as it is. But the ellagic acid and also the chebulic acid, all these are present in the fruit. They will act like an antioxidants. That means even though we may not have the complete medicinal uses of the amla fruit in the different forms, but that other components also helps us, like antioxidants. So here, that is the medicinal value. As all of us know, it is mainly used in many of the Ayurveda and Unani preparations also. Like it improves immunity, and also it is one of the important ingredient of the Trifala Churna, and also Vaijnana Chyavanprash and all, along with Terminalia Chebula and Bellarica. That will be a very important component of the Chyavanprash and all. So it is commonly called as Indian gooseberry. So it is been considered as antiviral and also antimicrobial properties it has, and even it reduces the osteoporosis. That means the decline of the calcium content in the bones also will be observed, and also it has been hypercholesteremic condition is also been observed. So it is mainly um, identified as an uh, immunity developing drug. So for the general health maintenance, it has been much been used. So next, another plant is given like Philanthus amaris. Earlier it has been called as Philanthus nirurai, Nela usiri antam. It is very commonly been seen in the plains, especially after the monsoon rains. It's a very small, prostately growing herbaceous plant, and much popularly been used for the treatment of jaundice. So, being it's been used in traditional medicine, that also been given in our syllabus. So that plant also belongs to the family Euphorbiaceae. As the fruits are been formed towards the ground, it is called Nela usiri. So the morphology is a small herbaceous plant of the prostate in nature. So the leaves are again they are also here the leaves are pinnately compound, and the male and female flowers are different, and the fruit is a tricarpillary fruit of globose in nature. So here the entire plant is used as a drug. Okay, I told you when we are discussing about any of the medicinal plant, we need to be specific which part of the plant is useful, right? But as I have taken one example in the beginning, like osimum, so this is another example like Philanthus amaris. The entire plant is used as a drug. So that means the active principle is not particularly present in a specific part. The whole plant consists of the drug. Okay, so the active principles are that is the philanthrin, and also it consists of lignans, different kinds of alkaloids. You can browse once. Almost 30 to 40 different type of alkaloids are being characterized, isolated from the Philanthus amaris. So it is been one of the much studied plant, in fact. Okay, so the medicinal value, it is household remedy for asthma, and also bronchitis, cough, and extreme thirst, anemia, jaundice, and tuberculosis. But it is proven that it is having hepatoprotective character. That means that's why it is being used in jaundice treatment in the folk medicine and also in the tribal medicine. So, but it has been proven that it has that property. Hepatoprotective property means it can protect the liver. Okay, so it is antispasmodic, and analgesic activities also been observed. And it is also been used in various preparations of the traditional drugs. But interesting part is it is also been used for the same treatment in various countries: China, Philippines, Nigeria. You can just go through one. That means the same plant being used for the same purpose around the world. So that is the beauty of human mind. So they came to know this plant can be useful for the treatment of the liver disorders in an effective way. That kind of observation they could make about the same plant in the different regions of the world, right? So that is one of the important plant, and Gymnema sylvester and others are also been there. So we'll discuss the remaining things tomorrow.